Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Gonna go ahead and stop the music and switch to the live. For some reason, my stream isn't sharing the way that I want to. So we're just gonna do what we can. Today, I'm going to essentially redo the stream that I did this morning, very early, a few hours ago, where I tried like a kind of ASMR thing just because everybody was sleeping in the house and I didn't want to wake anybody, but I still wanted to, I guess, have a conversation and try streaming again. And I made an oopsie. I had an epic fail where for over an hour I didn't realize that nobody could hear me talking. So everything that I did, I mean, you could see visuals, but there was just no sound for over an hour. And I felt so defeated. But that's okay. So we're gonna try again this time. But this time we're going to have a different discussion. So obviously, if you weren't here, you missed out. But like, did you really? So it's not gonna be the same. The last stream I started at a store and I went over my outfit. I bought a new old product. Now, that might be confusing. That might not make sense to you, but I will explain. I went to a store that is now named iChuly, and I know the store as Look at Me. So I'll go ahead and detach this outfit so you could see what I got. I got these shoes, which is a pair of shoes that I've had before for years and years, probably since like 2021 or 2022. And I really like them. I wore them all the time until I got Reborn Body, and I wasn't able to wear them because they were only made for like Lara. And I just realized, I think, does this put the texture on my feet? That's not possible. I'm just seeing things. I think that's just the foot. Anyway. And so I went to the store to see if possibly they updated it, and they did, but they did so much more. They added materials to the base, and they also included it for new bodies, including Reborn. However, again, they reworked the whole thing. I think it's literally like, it's the same but different, right? I think it's a different pair of shoe, and they've redone the color packs, so it's not as simple as redelivering an old product. I actually cannot redeliver it. So, and I appreciate the time and effort that they put into it, so I just bought the shoes again. I bought them again so that I can wear it on the body that I like, and yeah, I really appreciate it. So the store used to be called Look at Me. It's been rebranded to iChuly. iChuly, I think, is very talented. They make content on YouTube, so feel free to look them up and follow them. And yeah, so these are the shoes, but you can't really see them with the outfit. I don't know, I really like it. It came with a color changing HUD, which that didn't exist before. It's just, yeah, they've redone it and I like it. So that's where we went. And now I have one of my favorite pair of shoes. So let's go ahead and put our outfit back on, which of course I can't find because I took it off here. Let's go in recent. I guess it's gonna be in outfits here. Nope, excuse me, not outfits. Clothing. And we've got Blackstone, the Bruna outfit for Reborn. It is a high-waisted, form-fitting pant that kind of flares out at the bottom, and it includes a top. It's like, what would you call this, a blouse? It's a sleeveless blouse with a tie. And I did a classic black and white look for it. Got white nails and silver accessories. So the jewelry on my hands is Marie. I have a belly and body chain from Tetra. My nose piercing is from Vogue. And my earrings are, I forget. Fatal. And that basically is the fit. As you can see, I'll go ahead and hide. There we go. So this is the fit. Ignore the hair. I was gonna try to find maybe like an updo or something, maybe like a high bun, and then maybe put on some glasses, but I just couldn't be bothered. I didn't want to do all that today, so we didn't. We just took our hair off, and I believe I have 2 hair bases on. Don't ask. It is what it is. I like it. She's cute. Anyway, that is the outfit of the day. It is Blackstone. And I love these pants. I would actually love to see something like this with a pinstripe pattern. I love pinstripe pattern on, you know, business formal or business casual pants like this. Pinstripe. Fingers crossed one day maybe they'll add that as a pattern. So I will go ahead and show you the color changing HUD for this. So we will go to our outfit and show in main menu so we can find the HUD. We'll put that on and show you some options. So you have a full color palette for your blouse, your tie, and your pants, so you can have everything match or have everything different. So let's try this deep purple, for example. You can have the full outfit, or you can change accessories. Maybe have a light purple tie, or maybe change the blouse. 3 different shades of purple, and they fit. They work. They fit together. It looks nice. Or maybe you want red pants, red tie, black top. Very cool. Oh, I like this look. And the texture changes fairly quickly. It's not a lot to load. Nice. So this is Blackstone. I'm going to go back to what we had. So I think we had a white blouse, black tie, black pants, right? Very nice. I wouldn't say it's casual because so much of the skin is showing in the arms. So it's like, you know, dressed. You could dress it up, you could dress it down. It's cool. All right. So that is Blackstone. We love. And I am going to fly cam around Templemore City. This is what I did this morning. So let me get my controller. Let's get to it. And we'll talk about something. Now, I'm contemplating showing what I'm talking about or just talking about it. I got an opportunity. Oh, let me take off my mouse. Oh, does this even work? I think it still doesn't work. 1 second. Yeah, still not working. So let's go properties here. There we go. There we go. So my game capture isn't working today for some reason. It was working earlier, but it's not working today. So it's not a true full cinematic experience where, you know, the top and bottom are cropped in black. Now you can see, you can still see my firestorm. Actually, let's fake it till we make it, shall we? Let me unlock this and just crop this out here. And then we will transform center to screen. And it gives a slight, very, very small cinematic look, right? Perfect. Okay, we are at Templemore City. Let's Templemore City. This is a place all about music. They have live musicians here. They have live DJs, and sometimes they have karaoke events. It is a city full of life, full of story, full of experience and just art. And there are stages all around the city where the artists and DJs can set up and have a show. I think there is the main stage, which we will get to, but for now we're just going to fly cam around. Apologies if it is a little bit laggy. I had a few programs open on my computer and my connection might not be the greatest, and also the sim might be a little bit laggy as well, so you will see a little bit of skipping or jumping in the video. And it is what it is. That's what happens when we're live. So I will try to move a little bit slowly so it's not too boring. Oops, even my vocals seem to be messed up. Give me one moment. So that might be an issue if my vocals are also choppy and cutting in and out. But anyway, I've recently received an opportunity. Actually, let's see, one moment. Okay. I recently received a message about an opportunity for an event, and they wanted me to cover an event that's happening in next month, sometime next month. And initially when I got it, I was surprised because of the way that they approached me. So I got an offline message with a note card attached with more information. And the message was, I don't know if have you ever experienced like imposter syndrome where you feel like you don't deserve what you've got or what people are saying? And I was approached as a content creator and they're just like, we love your videos, and this opportunity is invitation only, you can't apply, and essentially making me feel like I stand out and I deserve this. And so for me, my first reaction was it was very imposter syndrome, where I'm just like, because they said, we love your videos and we think you'll be a perfect fit. And I don't know why. Maybe that sent off like alarm bells for me. I don't know if that would be considered a red flag or not, but it felt like flattery that I didn't deserve, because I don't stream very often. And when I do, it's not usually shopping content. So to be approached about a shopping event coming up and that I would be a perfect fit surprised me a little. Now, I did do shopping content in the past, but I struggled with it, and I don't really think that I don't know. I guess I don't really have to be politically correct or perfect in what I'm saying, but yeah, I don't. I know I'm not the best at it, and I don't think it's always about having skill per se, because I guess that type of thing is more like reaction content, where people like to watch people experience something for the first time or hear their maybe unfiltered opinions on something. And when I did shopping content, I didn't really do that. I tried to remain neutral, where I wasn't really giving my opinion, because I didn't feel like I had any sort of authority, and that people wanted that from me. So I really was just trying to give like what's the right word? Like an unbiased view of what is at like this shopping event or sale or whatever, right? And it was difficult for me. It was new for me. It was something I'd never done. I just wanted to try something different. And I truly don't know that I would have been able to continue doing the same thing every week and trying to make it different and fun and exciting. But maybe, yeah, if I shared my own opinions, right? Sometimes people like to experience things through someone else's eyes. And yeah, I struggled with that, especially when I heard some of the feedback. It wasn't directly told to me, but some of the opinions that I heard were that maybe I can't remember if they used the word boring. Probably. I think the criticism was that I'm boring, I take too long, I talk too much, and I'm too nice. Because I didn't really have anything negative to say about the products that were being sold or the stores that were selling the products. Again, it was just to share what was happening, what was being sold or what was for sale. And somebody told me something funny where they called me, I think they called me like the QVC lady of Second Life. And it made me laugh, because that wasn't exactly what I was going for, but it made me laugh and it actually fit, because at the end of the day, it's not about what I think. It's like, hey, this is what's here. This is what we have for sale. If you like it, go buy it, right? So it wasn't like, I like this, I'm going to go buy it, because it wasn't. I was literally just showing off what was there. But yeah, I don't consider myself a... I don't know that shopping content is my forte. You know, I just don't think shopping content is my forte, because I'm not someone who likes to spend hours getting dressed and going around. I'm not someone who's good at decorating. And so I don't know if I'm really any store owner's demographic or target market. I don't feel like I have a sense of style. So it's just me showing what's there, you know? And so maybe that wasn't the best way to go about something. I feel like I was very lucky in the opportunities that I had doing it. But yeah, I really struggled. I really felt like this isn't for me. I'm not good at it. And so I had that imposter syndrome. And so to get a message saying, we love your videos and we think you'd be a perfect fit, is just interesting to me, and definitely made me be like, me? Or are they sure they're messaging the right person? You know? But look at this sim. Every spot that you land on is just a picturesque place. If you're a blogger or a vlogger, you know, this would be a lovely place to take photos. If you are on a date or just hanging out with friends, this would be wonderful to just walk down the street and have this experience. Definitely come down whenever they're having any events or any shows. As I said, there are stages built throughout the entire sim, and we will essentially fly past a few of them. So I do hope you enjoy it. I really hope I can be heard. Let me actually try to double check if there is audio coming through to my stream. Let's see. There is. Good. Good. Yeah, so we failed a little bit the first time. This time, we're going to try to do it a little better. So yes, my stream title is my outfit plus vetting opportunities. Now, again, I'm not a pro. This is not something that I've done for years, that I have a ton of experience at. But I have a little bit of experience, right? And I'm curious, do you, if you are a content creator, as in you make content for Second Life, and I don't mean a creator as in you're making assets for Second Life, like you make furniture and clothes and hair and items and, 3D objects or scripting and stuff. I mean people who make video content or photo content, or of like showing destinations or showing shopping events, or just your vlogging life in virtual worlds like Second Life. How do you vet people who approach you with opportunities? Now, for me, with my experience, which my very little experience, mind you, I think maybe I had a lot of opportunities, and I don't think that I have enough experience to decipher which opportunities are legit and which are not. And so with this particular opportunity, it raised some red flags. One, it raised a red flag because this is not something that I do often. And so I felt like they were messaging the wrong person, or that there's just not a lot of competition. Because really, how many people are making video content about Second Life? There's not a lot of competition. There truly isn't, which is why I think there's space for a lot of people. There's space for more people. Maybe not space for everyone, but we'll say it anyway. There's space for everyone, anyone, because it's our personalities that set us apart, or our opinions, right? And anyway, back to the point at hand. I'm I'm contemplating if I should read the message. I don't necessarily want to call someone out because this could be genuine, but as I said, I'm second guessing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to message some of my streamer friends and see if they had the very same experience, if they got the very same messages. And yeah, because I get the feeling that the message to me was kind of generic. And I think it could apply to anyone. And I think all they did was copied and pasted this message to any and every Second Life vlogger and just changed the name in the message and the note card to match the person that they were sending it to. I don't know if this is true, but this is just the vibe that I got. This is the thought that I had where, again, we love your videos. You're a perfect fit, but no specific details. Like, no, they didn't reference any certain video or any certain style. So it gives generic. It gives like we're just looking for exposure. Now, again, that's not always a bad thing. It's just what I noticed, that there was nothing that led me to believe that I actually am a perfect fit for this event. And I guess I should call it out and say the specific event, which is, free advertising for them. But I'm curious, what exactly are their expectations of a vlogger? Because once I opened the note card, I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to get more information. I did get more information, but I still was left with questions because they didn't say exactly what they were wanting from the vloggers. They didn't say anything about their expectations, and I don't know. Again, it just comes off as if it's a mass invitation where the message just looks copied and pasted. The wording is pretty vague, and as I said, I think it could apply to anybody. So let's talk about red flags then. Before I mention the event and go into it, let's talk about red flags. When you get opportunities, and this hopefully can apply to more than just Second Life. If you are a content creator, you make user-generated content or whatever on any sort of social media platforms or whatever, it could be anything. If you are a content creator and someone is reaching out to work with you, sometimes you can tell, it's like people are applying for a job and they want you to hire them, or they want you to choose to work with them. And what makes them stand out? I think for smaller creators, just anybody messaging them is flattering and feels like, oh my God, they noticed me. But with experience, right, comes being able to see the common and the red flags. So red flags to me would be what I've mentioned already so far, which is, I guess you could call it generic flattery. And maybe paying you an exposure, being vague and not telling you what they want yet. They are just, again, I'm not saying these particular people are doing this, but it's possible they could be. It could be just a mass invitation, but they make it sound exclusive. They make it sound, you know, like you're special, and they need you and want you. Or another red flag could be like pressure, like urgency, pressure or urgency, where they set deadlines. Oh, there's limited spots, and making it sound like you'll miss out if you don't act fast. It's giving MLMs. It's giving MLM scams. Now, I'm not calling this a scam. I haven't checked the validity of this yet, but looking at the lineup, if they're not just name dropping, you know, just to make it seem like they have a big lineup, I'm not sure if the sponsors or the stores that are participating in this event, I'm not sure if they're confirmed or solidified or like guaranteed to be there, or if it's just, oh, these are people we want to work with and that we sent out an invitation to. Who knows? So we will look into that a little bit. Another red flag to me is not telling what the requirements are. Like, it feels like a lack of transparency, where it's like, well, what are you expecting from us? What do you want us to produce for you? Do you just want me to go live at the event and just walk through and show people what's going on? Do you want me to make an edited video? Do you want me to put an outfit together or buy furniture and decorate using items from this event? Is there a blogger room where I have access to some of the, things that are being sold? Like, what are you expecting? And it just felt like there was a lack of transparency, but maybe it's because they just sent a generic invitation and they're waiting for the content creators to reach out. For me, I just feel like it would be embarrassing for me to get excited about this opportunity where they're saying you're a perfect fit, and then potentially be denied when they actually look. I don't know, it's just giving like they didn't actually look at my videos. That's the vibe that I'm getting. And again, I could be wrong, but that was the first impression. The first impression was, did this person or anyone actually watch my videos who wants to work with me? And how am I a perfect fit? Is it just because I've showcased a shopping event before? How many people do that for Second Life? I really don't think there's a lot. There's probably less than 20 people who consistently, there's probably less than 20 people who cover events like that. And probably even less who do it consistently. I'm certainly not a consistent person when it comes to that. I believe this is the main stage here at Templemore. We've got a nice bar here. This bar for me is giving maybe Great Gatsby or something. I'm not sure. But it's gorgeous. This is a gorgeous bar. Holy cow. And the stage is stunning. It looks like old and broken into, right? Where you see how the roof has fallen apart and all the leaves are scattered on the floor. It seems this is like, it feels like a snapshot of a moment, like a live photograph of a moment. I don't know, maybe there's a tornado, or, maybe this is someone's dream world. And I don't know, you just see the fog and the wind and the leaves, and I don't know, maybe these are fireflies, or just the lights and everything just floating suspended in the air as if it's frozen in time, and all the leaves and flowers like it's been like this for a while and it's overgrown. And it makes you wonder what happened in this city. I love design that tells a story. It's like art, it's like an art piece. And you can interpret it in whatever way that you want. And I think it's gorgeous. I believe most of the decorating is done by Lewis, who owns The Sim. And this just looks lovely. Anyway, I'm distracting myself. Let's get back to talking about vetting opportunities. What are the red flags? How can you vet these potential opportunities? Are they scams? Are they legit? Do they actually want to work with you, or do they just want free exposure from anyone and everyone? So this is a brand new event. It's going to be having its grand opening, or its first month, or in next month in October. And I find it interesting that they reached out to me. Again, I feel flattered, but is it false flattery? Is it fake? Who's to say? I probably will find out once I hear from some of my streamer friends if they got the same exact message. Which I think is going to be a yes, just because, like I said, I'm not a consistent Second Life streamer. But I do love a good fly cam, so let's continue and look at the wonderful world of Templemore City. This looks gorgeous. I think a different water setting would suit this better, so maybe one day I'll come in and change my water and wind light setting, and it could give a whole different vibe to this here. This is beautiful. Just like a statue on the water. You got some benches you could sit in and just have a moment here. I believe one of the things that I was talking about while I was streaming earlier to myself that nobody could hear, I was talking about taking in moments like this, and when people take photos or film to create memories, but when people take it too far and it's more like documenting than creating memories. Like if I go on vacation, for example, I don't want my entire vacation to be me behind the lens, not actually living in the moment and experiencing, what's happening around me. I want to actually live it and experience it, and maybe take a few pictures that invoke memories rather than watching everything that unfolded behind or through a camera. I can't imagine what it's like for children growing up in like vlogger homes with cameras in their faces all the time. It's gotta feel so weird where everything is content. Like when people cry in front of the camera, again, nothing wrong with crying in front of the camera. But when something happens, right, and you start to cry, and then you think, wait, this would make good content. So you stop what you're doing, you pull out your camera, and then you continue to start crying again. Like, that seems weird. Staged, and not true reality. But anyway, I digress. Here's another stage. This one is for a DJ, as you can see. Very cool, fun, lively DJ set here. What did we talk about? We talked about lack of transparency in people telling you about opportunities. We talked about just non-specific messaging, as in, is it really me you want to work with, or would you work with anyone, you know? And then maybe like a mismatch where your content does your brand really fit this event's style? I will be specific. Actually, we'll say it. I'll show it. Let's take a moment to look at it, just so you can see. Now, this is not me shit-talking anyone. This is not me trying to start any sort of drama. This is just me opening a dialogue about, when you look at this, does this seem like a legit opportunity? Hold on, let's not look at the note card first, sorry. Let's look at the message that I received. I received an offline message that says, "Hi Mimi, I hope you're doing well. I've sent you a note card with an invitation to join a vlogger team. Our new monthly 18 plus unisex adult shopping event this October. Inside you'll find all the details about the event and our amazing lineup of creators." Okay? Note that it says details about the event and the lineup, but it doesn't say what we want or expect from you as a vlogger. Then it goes on to compliment me, saying, "We absolutely love your videos and think your style would be a perfect fit. Every vlogger for this event has been personally selected by us. There are no applications, only invitations," right? And then when I open up the note card for more information, it says, "Hello, Juice Mimi." This is another red flag for me, because my name isn't Juice. My name is Mimi Pinkdot, not Juice Mimi. So I was like, is this a language barrier? Are they calling me Juicy? I don't get it. I'm not sure what this means. This makes me think they copied and pasted and were just like deleting the name and adding the person. I could be wrong, but there might be another vlogger out there named Juice. You know, I could be wrong, but I'm interested to see if other creators got the same exact messaging. And yeah, it makes sense. Most, I guess, potential sponsors or people who are wanting something from you, they are not required to give you a unique message. You probably are spending more time with your creators, your store owners, you know, than your vloggers. But for me, it's a little bit, again, I don't understand what the point of how this is an invitation. Maybe they're inviting me to ask them for more information, because this doesn't tell me personally anything other than the awesome creators who are participating in the event. But it says, we're excited to invite you as a vlogger to Lewd Station, a monthly 18 plus unisex shopping event running from the 20th to the 15th. So the 20th of October to the 15th of November. They didn't specify that, but that's okay. Like, again, it's, I don't know. Lewd Station combines playful hentai-inspired aesthetics with a vibrant water park theme park atmosphere packed with cartoonish mischief, interactive fun, and a cheeky vibe organized by the team behind Equal 10. We'd be happy to welcome you on board as a vlogger to share this fun experience with your audience. Then it says this is our lineup of incredible creators, and this is true. This is incredible. This is a huge group of creators, and a lot of them are people that I enjoy, that I regularly shop at. So this sounds like it's going to be a great event, but this is huge. This is a huge event. Are all of these creators guaranteed to be there? Did they already confirm? It says this is our confirmed lineup. Awesome. Now it says, if you'd like to join the Lewd Station vlogger team, we'd love to hear from you. Feel free to reach out. Reach out to who? Reach out where? Reach out how? Like, this is not enough information at all for me personally. Because again, they're not telling me how to reach out to them. And they're not telling me what they want from me. It just says, if you want to be on the vlogger team. So it also says this is an invitation. There are no applications. So I'm just already automatically accepted. I don't have to do anything. We'd be absolutely happy to welcome you on board. First round debuts on the 20th of October, featuring furniture, clothing, animations, dances, and more. Best greetings. So for me, I wonder sometimes, okay, maybe there's a language barrier here, but I don't know. They're saying they're Equal 10. Equal 10 has been around forever, and it is Second Life. So anyway, let's look at the profile. It's Equal 10. They've been here for 10 years, owner of Equal 10 and Lewd Station event. It says find out more at Equal 10 event. I don't think this link is going to have anything about the Lewd Station event. I want to find out more, but there is nothing. Are you Lewdy? Welcome on board. Next stop, Lewd Station. Maybe I should just teleport over there. Shall we do that? Shall we stop the fly cam? Let's see what happens if we teleport over there. But I don't know if that's... Maybe I shouldn't, because maybe that's a spoiler. All right, what we're gonna do, we're going to turn off the stream real quick. We're gonna switch to just over here. Hi, Dahlia. Hello, hello. I'm very excited, though. Again, when I opened the note card and saw the list, the lineup of creators, I'm like, holy shit, you know? I can't believe I'm being asked to participate in some way. But again, I have no idea how I'm supposed to participate. I have zero clue. So I'm gonna try to teleport over there. Wait. It still says loading. I don't think it's online. I think the sim might be offline. But let's try anyway. Yep. Unable to find teleport destination. It may be temporarily unavailable or no longer exists. I think it's offline. Okay. Never mind. We're back to the live scene. Hello. So this is the Lewd Station, I guess, logo or branding. There's no information for like anyone to come to this page and know where to go. There's Equal 10 information, links everywhere, but nothing for Lewd Station. Let's see, where does this go to? This goes to a YouTube channel. I think that's music. Let's go here. Let's see. So this is inviting us to a group. Again, it's for equal 10. Now, do they have information? Let's look at what they have for bloggers and vloggers for equal 10 and maybe... I don't know. Honestly, this looks old. This is for equal 10. This isn't for Lewd Station, but this looks old. Like, these photos do not look updated. Not that they need to be, but I wonder if we click. We're going to click on some of these blogs. I like that they're linking to people's, I think they're linking to people's Flickrs. Strawberry Sing has a website, but again, it's linking to her Flickr. So let's see if these Flickrs still exist. Okay, this exists. Also, apologies if you see anything inappropriate. That's one of my worries about this event, is vlogging it on YouTube. It's a lewd, event. I don't know, like, I don't think I've ever really been super adult. So it makes me wonder why they think I would be perfect, a perfect fit for this type of event. Ugh, I do not like how Flickr has rebranded. I want to see like all the information and not have to scroll. I like to look at the date that something was uploaded. I'm just trying to see when's the last time all these people... Okay, all these people have posted in 2025. This is 2024. ...2022. So that makes me think that these vloggers and bloggers are from 2022 and earlier. Is the lineup updated? Okay, September 2025. So this gets updated. And a lot of these look like the same people that are going to be in the Lewd event. I remember seeing Dust Bunny. I remember seeing Vienna. I saw Adams. I saw Nutmeg. I think I saw Ariskia and Backbone. A lot of these I saw in the lineup. So they probably, went to their equal 10 content creators first and whatnot. Let's see. Again, equal 10 event. So would we just go to Lewd event? What is it called again? Let's see. Lewd Station. So let's just see if they have a Lewd Station website. So we'll go to Lewd Station event and see if that website exists, I guess. I'm scared. No. Okay, so let's do Second Life Lewd Station event. I'm nervous because clicking on words like this could come up with undesirable results on my stream. Maybe we will just in case something weird shows up. Let's see. Oh, there's an advertisement on Seraphim for it. Let's see what else. I don't think I see anything anywhere else so far, but we will check it out soon. I'm just looking on another page. I will put quotations around Lewd Station because we want that to show up. Enter. So I see it on... I see it on Seraphim and that's it. So let's go ahead and have a look. Oh, it says no posts found. Okay. Switch. I mean, they have a thing, but I guess it just, since it hasn't premiered yet, we can't see it. But it looks like it will be events. So I think it's recurring events, Lewd Station, but there are no events yet. Oh, so they're just getting ready, getting prepared. But again, there's nothing that shows up in search when I search for it to find more information. So I think I would have to ask, but let's try again. It looks like we have some groups. So let's look at the group. There's over 200 members in this group. And this one has, I don't know, 2 members. So we're probably not going to be invited to this group. Event update group. It is free to join. This one, I am assuming you have to be invited to it. Interesting. So how does one vet an opportunity? Sorry, I feel like I'm being a stalker, but you could never be too safe with these types of opportunities because, like, again, what are they expecting? Are they wanting us to just genuinely go shopping, which you could be spending money, which is not a problem. I have no problem going to an event and spending money. That's typically what you're supposed to do. But if I have to, I don't know, I want to know what the requirements are. So what do I say? What do I tell them? So we're just, how I would vet an opportunity, which is kind of what we're trying to do right now, is check the organizers. Like, let's look into the sender's profile. So we're looking at the sender's profile. It seems legit. They seem like the actual owner of Equal 10. Equal 10 is a pretty large, consistent event. So they probably know a little bit of what they're doing, but you want to check their profile. You want to check their group affiliations, like who else are they affiliated here, maybe any like past events that they've run. Obviously they are the owner of Equal 10, so there's that. Again, look at the lineup and make sure they're not just name dropping, right? Are the creators actually confirmed participants? Because sometimes this could just be a name drop. Truth Hair, Lunar, Dust Bunny, but again, a lot of these stores are regularly participating in Equal 10, so I would say this is legit. You could also search maybe if people are talking about it somewhere. So maybe we'll look up YouTube. Let's go to YouTube. Let's see. Let's go to YouTube. I'm nervous. I don't think you'll see anything weird, but you get nervous sometimes. So go to YouTube and look up. Oh, this is going to be Second Life Lewd Station. Let's see if anyone else has posted anything about it. Well, because I said Second Life, it's definitely going to show up results, but none of these seem to be about Lewd Station yet. Should I use quotations again? Let's see. This has nothing to do with what we're looking for. No results, not a single result. Hello. Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie. We are trying to vet an opportunity while also talking about it. What are the red flags? What are some healthy practices for content creators? For example, maybe building a vetting checklist, right? Like, have a checklist of things that you do before you agree to have a sponsor or blog or vlog for someone. You can have a checklist too, or like looking at the organizer's reputation, what the workload is for you versus the benefit. You know, are you just helping them or are they helping you in whatever way that is for you? Hi. Okay, let me stop showing this because this has nothing to do with what we're looking for. But yeah, I'm thinking of maybe building a vetting checklist because for me, I don't have a lot of experience with sponsors, with being sponsored. So I don't know what to look for. And like I said, the way that I was approached, it feels very generic. It feels very copied and pasted. I almost feel like there's a lack of professionalism, not necessarily in this. I don't want to say there's a lack of professionalism. I don't think that's the right term, but that is a red flag if there were a lack of professionalism. For example, if something is poorly written, and it's not like in a more professional way, typically my brain goes to there's a language barrier, so that could explain it. But like if there's no proper contact information, info like outside of SL, or there's no portfolio, there's no website. Like, I know it hasn't started yet, so maybe after this first month, I would see more and maybe feel more comfortable, but it feels. It's all AI now, everything copied and pasted. It's giving that, especially when it says hello juice Mimi. What is a juice Mimi? Like, that's not my name. I don't know what that means. I don't know. Anyway, for me personally, if I were to send an invitation out, whether it's to a creator or to a potential vlogger, I'm dragging and dropping my contact information. As you know, in Second Life, or at least I hope you know, whenever you add someone, you get a calling card, okay? You have your own calling card. I would drag it in and say, hey, this is how you can contact me. And it makes it a clickable link, right? Obviously, I don't want to edit this note card, but that's what I would do. I would put clickable links in there, or pictures to give more of an example. Like, I would put the logo of my event on here so that there's a visual representation of the theme, of the vibe. I would put my calling card so someone can contact me and not have to be like, well, how do I contact this person, right? If I didn't have that, let's not save that. How would I contact you? For me, I would have to go into my note cards. I would have to right click on this note card and look at the properties and then see the creator of the note card. But the creator isn't always the person who's sending it out either. And then get to their profile from there and then send them a message or whatever. Why do I have to go through so many steps? I think it makes more sense to make things easier for the people that you want to potentially work with. And it doesn't take much. I don't think that's too much to ask. ChatGPT does it all for you now. I agree. And there are tells. Sorry, I just heard my mom. Give me one moment. 1 second, please. I'm sorry. Okay, apologies. I am probably going to have to leave soon. But anyway. So, apologies for calling out this event. I guess maybe want to make a PSA about making things easier for the people that you want to work with or that you want something from, right? Because I don't particularly think I have anything to gain from, you know, vlogging an event. Unless it's beautifully decorated, because for me, I love looking at how people decorate Sims, how people set up their booths. I love the artistry in things. I love visual, right? I'm a window shopper, right? I love this sort of vibe. So I absolutely would, enjoy going to an event to show off what is there, to show off the vibe and the theme. But do I really fit that theme? When people think of Mimi Pinkdot, do they think lewd? Would I really truly be perfect for this event? I don't know. I don't personally know if I'm comfortable sharing 18 plus content on my channel. I have nothing wrong with 18 plus content. However, that's not super marketable. It's I don't know. I just find it interesting that the wording that they chose for that type of event, and I'm curious who all got the invitation to be a vlogger. And I truly I truly feel like someone as small as me getting an invitation and saying it's personal and that I'm perfect, guaranteed there's like every Second Life vlogger probably got this. Do you know what I mean? And are told the same thing. And maybe it was generated. I'm not sure. This is Templemore City. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous sim. I wish the textures were loading faster as we scroll, but that's okay. We'll just take a second to wait. Every angle is fucking picturesque anyway. Like, could you imagine this being like a living wallpaper, or even just it just looks like a still photo, a gorgeous still photo from almost any angle that you look at this place. So we'll sit here for a little bit while we give time for some things to load. It just feels like you're walking through an abandoned city that used to be lively years ago, and it makes you wonder what happened. What happened? It's gorgeous. Yes, I agree. Stunning. Lewis, you've outdone yourself yet again. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And this is just one spot. So this place is Templemore City. Lutz, Templemore, Lutz. Templemore, Templemore. I might have spelled that wrong, but they've been around for years. And this sim or region is full of stages for musicians, DJs, and karaoke events that happen here all the time. Just taking a moment to enjoy this place. I mean, is this not a stunning view wherever you go? what's the story behind here, you know? Okay. Oops. Apologies, pop-ups. So how would you vet? Obviously, you would check into the organizers, and the creators. Ask. So for me to get more information, I would literally have to contact them and ask, are there terms? You know, it's probably not that serious considering how vague the information they gave me. They probably just want me to make content, whatever it is. Just go there and live stream it or record something and edit it and post it. It's a monthly event, so maybe they would want me to do something at least once a month. So that would probably be the commitment, to make one piece of content once a month. What do I get out of it? I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I get a mention and a link to my YouTube on their website if they have one. Maybe there's a vlogger or blogger room where you might have access to some of the creators' things who want to donate. Again, that's not really incentive for me personally. But yes, I want to know, what are the deliverables? As in, do I have to do one video per month? Do I have to do a walkthrough? Do I have to unbox things? Do I have to go purchase items and unbox them and wear them, or res them out and decorate a place if I'm buying furniture? Because it said furniture, animations, right? I saw hair stores in there and clothing stores in there. So what is it, right? Also, I want to test communication with a potential sponsor or partnership or whatever connection. Yes, it is a new event. Not what we're looking at right now. What we're looking at right now is not the event. This is a place that does host events, but they've been here for years, Templemore. I'm talking about having a new opportunity from a completely different event that has not opened yet. It will open late October, and it's run by Equal 10. This is not in connection with it. This is just me fly camming a really beautiful picturesque sim that my friend runs. But yes, I feel like you should test the communication with that person. Obviously, don't bug them if you don't need to, but ask direct questions, maybe even about your work, right? If they can't respond specifically, I know that they didn't look at my videos or my content, and I know that they don't want to work specifically with me. It's giving, like, for me as a creator as well. Bloggers might do that as well. Some bloggers, they might want free stuff, so they will, like, let's say a blogger wants to put together a whole outfit. They might contact 3 hair stores, 3 clothing stores, 3 shoe stores, 3 accessory stores, maybe 3 stores that do backdrops, some stores that do dances or animations or poses, right? To have at least one of each thing so that they could put together a whole outfit for free and then advertise it. Not because that's what they wear all the time, but because that's who is sponsoring them. That's who is willing to give them access to free fat packs and stuff. For me, I don't like to do it like that. So when I was blogging, I would only, and I don't think every blogger is like this. I think a lot are, but not a majority. For me personally, I only apply for sponsorships from places that I already shop at and like. So there's already photos in my Flickr or on my feed of me wearing their items or showcasing their products, right? So they have something to look at and see if I'm a good fit for them or whatever. And I don't really like to accept sponsorships from places that I don't feel match my style or my vibe. But in the beginning, I didn't feel like I had a specific style. So I was more likely to accept things, right? And then when I did start vlogging, I was approached by everyone, not everyone, excuse me. I was approached by a good number of people who I think also wanted free exposure, right? Who wanted to put their products in front of my small audience, small but amazing audience. So people would just send me free shit without like me knowing them, They'd send me a friend request. They'd give me, some people who I think were more new creators would send me almost everything that they created, like folders and folders and folders, filling up my inventory. Now, that doesn't mean it was bad quality stuff. It just means, why would you do that? Why would you send me everything you've ever created? Because you want like some sort of opportunity, right? I think bloggers, vloggers, and store creators all have something to gain from each other, and event organizers, right? So it makes sense. But yeah, I think there are definite pros and cons, and I do think there are probably things to look out for. The bigger the inventory, the more lag you get. Exactly. Personal preference. Exactly, yes. But I could understand when you're new to something, any opportunity, any exposure is good exposure. And that's on both sides. As a blogger, a vlogger, a content creator, a store owner, an event organizer, any exposure is good exposure sometimes. Which, I don't even know if I should mention this, but yeah, I will just say any exposure, any attention, right? For some people, they have the mindset that negative attention is better than no attention. That's why, some public figures, whether they're entertainers or what have you, they might start controversies right before a line launch or an album drop or a movie comes out or some event, something about them that benefits them is happening, right? Case in point, Miley Cyrus in that event, not the event, but that what she did with Robin Thicke on stage right before she had an album launch. It got everybody talking about her right before her album dropped. But sometimes, I think people pick timing as well. Like if you have enemies, for example, with the whole Me Too movement and what's her name? Melanie Martinez. Right before. Now, again, I'm not stating who's a guilty party or anything. I'm just saying, from my perspective, the person who called out Melania Martinez in a Me Too movement against another woman, that person who accused her had music coming out right around that time that they decided to say what they had to say of something that happened years prior. And I thought that was messy. I thought that was weird. And I'll say another one again. This might be controversial. On YouTube, there is a makeup and virtual effect artist. Her name is Glam and Gore. Well, her channel is Glam and Gore. Her name is Mikey. And I believe she's dating that guy from Smosh. What the fuck is his name? I don't remember. Doesn't matter. But she had a friend. What's her name? Swanky something? I don't know. She had a friend for a long time who most people would not know about her if it weren't for Mikey. That doesn't mean good or bad, right? However, Mikey featured her in a lot of her earlier videos, and they would do content together. And around the time that this person was making their own, I don't know, I don't remember what it was. I don't think it was a music video. I don't think it was a documentary, but they worked really hard on some sort of art installment, some sort of art piece, and posted it on YouTube. And right around the time that they were releasing it, that's when they decided to call their friend like racist or something, and that she's, I don't know, just calling her out on a bunch of stuff. And so that prompted Glam and Glore to stop posting content for like a year or two before finally coming back. And I don't know, I stopped watching, but it's, I don't know, I find it very interesting. You remember her? Yeah, she had a lot of stuff going on. I think she had health issues and other stuff. So I can't imagine, when, now I'm not saying any of these people that I've mentioned have done this, but when I try to put my mind behind the reasoning and the timing when people do stuff like that, I can't imagine you making a living with something like, maybe you're a teacher or a doctor or a content creator, and then someone comes along and shares a story about you, whether it's true or not. It taints your reputation. It may change public perception of you, which is why people start suing each other for like defamation of character, because you're literally hurting people's businesses. Imagine you're making a living out of something and someone just comes in and tries to ruin what you have or ride the coattails and get, I don't know, weird, right? Exactly. So I'm not typically a fan of guilty until proven innocent. But it is a very interesting topic. I will share a personal story. I don't want to name names, but I did recently have to go to a funeral. And it was a beautiful service. I can't believe this person is gone. But this person was a friend of the family. Our parents were all friends or co-workers and whatnot. So the kids of these people, we all kind of grew up together. And we've all done our own thing. And in this particular family, where the mother passed away, she has two children, and we've all grown up, we're all adults now, and one is a doctor and the other is an actor. And I was nervous about what the funeral was going to be like, because there are a lot of they have a lot of entertainer friends and whatnot, and I was really hoping there weren't going to be a lot of entertainers and influencers. And I was like, there's going to be influencers at this funeral, and I really, really hope no one is going to be inappropriate or opportunistic. And also, there's a lot of, I don't want to say regular, I don't know if that's the right word, but non entertainers, non public figures like myself there. And I really was hoping that if people who are not entertainers or non public figures see these other people, if they're gonna like act a fool and like start trying to ask for fucking autographs at someone's mother's funeral. Like, that's crazy to me. And so my story is, as I was there, I got a text message and I was asked to go take a selfie with the actor child of this lovely, amazing, kind, ridiculously generous and smart woman who passed away, to take a selfie with her child. And I thought that was so out of touch and so rude and so fucking weird. Why would I do that? That's such a weird opportunity. That's such a weird time to ask for a selfie from someone, don't you think? Now, to be fair, I was asked by a teenager, so I'm giving them a pass. They probably don't know any better. They're not really thinking like, hey, that's not an appropriate situation or time and place, right? And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not even going to entertain that. But yes, thankfully, yes, there were influencers and actors and people from all over the world there. And it was a beautiful service, and I didn't notice anything out of the ordinary or weird or inappropriate at the wedding. I did witness a car accident right in front of me at the fucking funeral. That was the only, standout thing. Oh, there were people that were filming and taking pictures, but it didn't really seem too ridiculously inappropriate. I don't think that's unusual at funerals. But yeah, I'm not gonna ask someone for a selfie, because God forbid, right? God forbid, like, that did happen and we took a picture together and like that got out and they saw it, which they most likely would. That's going to be a reminder of their mother, like, no. I don't know, I just found that really not cool. Not exactly. People, yeah, I'm someone who does not want to regret life choices. I don't want to regret that. I don't want to ruin friendships like that. So that's a hard pass. I did go. I hugged the son, I hugged the daughter, I hugged the husband, father, and, said my piece just for a few. And then I went home. Oh, see, now this is where I get gossipy. So I wasn't there to see influencers or whatever, but there were definitely people there. I wish I could tell you who, but I'm not going to. But when I saw one person, which I saw them there, but I didn't realize who they were while I was there. It wasn't till after, when I saw pictures, and I was like, wait a second, is that so and so? And yeah, I don't know. It was a beautiful service though, and it really sucks that was how I got to see them again. So many familiar faces again. But yeah, it is kind of weird when I talk about like friends or family, and I forget, like, oh yeah, these are some of these people are public figures and other people don't see them as just like another human being, like a regular person like I do. So I sometimes I forget and I just say, story times about people in my life and I forget, oh shit, like I probably need to be careful because whatever. But anyway, I digress. That was a long story long. Kind of connecting, whatever. But yes, I find people's methods of advertising interesting, of getting exposure interesting. But I think some people, like I said, their methods are do whatever works. Do whatever works. And that makes me believe that I wouldn't be fit for being an event coordinator. I feel like, I would be having to make cold calls and reaching out to so many people. And for me, it's like I would want to do research and reach out to the right people. But at the end of the day, how are you going to fill up a venue if you take too long to find the perfect people? So, I don't know. I don't know what the best way is. I don't have that kind of experience, but I do wonder what it's like for an event organizer, how they decide who to advertise to, who to work with, and how they get exposure. We have shopping guides like Sugar SL and Seraphim. God, there's a few others, but those are the two big ones that I remember off the top of my head. What is there? There's Media SL. There's, I don't know. There's a few others. Does something directory still exist? Amazing Sim, isn't it? Oh, I know, I could camp around here forever, and I feel like we still haven't even cracked the surface of all the beautiful spots that are here. I think we've only gone past maybe 3 or 4 stages. Some stages are like underwater. There's a whole underwater world as well, It's very cool. Very creative. I love creative people. But yes. If you guys know of any other wonderful, beautiful, picturesque Sims, let me know. I would like to visit. Too many to mention. But yes, so I guess maybe my advice for content creators or vloggers or bloggers, have boundaries, clear boundaries, and stick to them. For example, if you want some form of compensation and you don't just want exposure, decide when you're okay, when and if you are okay with that. Because a lot of times, if you're blogging, right, you might be having to scout places to take your pictures, pick the right wind lights, and maybe adding your own face lights and figuring out an outfit and piecing it together because you're curating a look, right? And let's just talk outfits, for example, since that's probably the most common type of blogger. You have to curate a whole bunch of stuff. You have to scout. Some people are very quick with it. Some people take more time to think. Some people do a whole bunch of setup. They take hundreds of pictures to get the one good one. And then when they have that, they take that into other programs that they have to pay for. I mean, some people don't. Some people have that 5-finger discount, but some of us actually pay for subscriptions like Adobe Creative Cloud if we want Photoshop to edit our photos, or Illustrator to draw on them, or Premiere Pro to edit videos. And then some, maybe if you're live streaming like me, you've got a setup where you have your overlays that if you didn't make it yourself, you're going to find a free one or buy one, right? If you have intros and outros and custom animations and shit, all of this stuff isn't always free for us. And even if it is free, it's very time consuming. Some people spend hours editing their photos. Now we have some people that can just drag and drop it into AI and have it, generically enhance your photos. I mean, it's giving the AI now, like the lazy AI editors who, it's giving like morphs. Does anybody remember morphs? I don't know if people are doing that anymore. Where they used to take a real person's body, hair, and paint their SL face on top of it, or paste their SL face on top of a real person's body. And that would be a morph. And again, it's more than just a copy and paste. They obviously have to skin match and blend out this or that. But a lot of times they didn't look right. Like they weren't taken at the same angle, so it looked funny. Or like their face might look pinched because it's not sized properly for the head that they're putting it on. Yeah, and so we have both bloggers and store owners using AI in their marketing, in their photos and their ads. I don't have a problem with that. Maybe this is a controversial opinion. I think it's totally fine. I think it's okay. However, I would also like to see, in addition to your heavily edited or altered photos, what it's really going to look like as well. Take a regular screenshot of what it looks like in world, as well as your either rendered ad or generated ad, right? But that's just me. I also think it's probably a better idea to generate skins rather than taking a real life person, usually a model or celebrity's face, and uploading it into Second Life and monetizing it. I obviously still have bought and probably still will buy skins that are probably a real person's face. But it's weird when you think about it, especially with kids and babies. Whose fucking baby is that? Whose kid is that? Whose kid's face did you just yoink without permission on the internet and profit off of it? That's big weird to me. But it's super common. I don't think that's going to stop anytime soon, but I am 100% okay with people using AI generic or generated faces to make beautiful skins with. Because that's not someone that somebody can stalk. We've got a lot of interesting personalities in Second Life, and I mean, impersonators and stuff, stalkers. We got a lot of interesting people, and I think that's something that we should be more careful with. But that's just me, because I don't know of anyone who is painstakingly hand drawing faces for Second Life skins. and bodies. That's not to say that I don't think there's a lot of work still being done with that, but you definitely have a base or an inspiration. And I'm sure most people do not have the proper permissions for that. Imagine walking it through SL one day, or some random game, or just seeing a picture, and you see your fucking face stretched out onto someone else. That's weird, fam. I don't care. I don't care how normalized it is. That's weird. That's big weird. Do you think like Rihanna is okay with her face being on dolls in Second Life? Weird, bro. That's just me. Yeah. Oh god, I could talk about that all day, but anyway, that's just to say my personal opinion is that I'm okay with a little bit of AI. However, I, you know, there's limits. Listen, so many people, there are events, you know what? No, we're not going to shit talk. I'm just going to say there are a lot of people who do it, a lot of people who steal, and I don't know. That's a whole other topic. There are viewers that are literally made for stealing. I think they call it copybotting, right? And it's not just in Second Life. Have you ever heard of The Sims and how they have CC, custom content? Do you know how many Second Life stores have their stuff stolen out of this game and uploaded somewhere else? But equally, there are Second Life stores who are stealing from other places and bringing it into SL. So it's happening everywhere. And so I feel like as a creator, I personally would not want to spend hours, days, weeks, months painstakingly painting every vein in a skin and making it from scratch just to sell it for a couple bucks and have someone yoink it immediately and put it into another thing and slap their logo on my content. Yes, GTA as well. Absolutely. Content is stolen all the time. If you put it online, assume that it is being stolen. Assume someone else is going to take it. Because it's happening. Test, hello. Okay, we had a little lag spike there. Again, 1 second. There we go. Test, test, test. I think you can still hear me now. But yes, GTA, IMVU, The Sims, Second Life, and it's not the programs themselves, it's the people that use it. We get these freedoms, and there's always going to be someone who takes advantage of those freedoms. This is all Dust Bunny stuff right here. Most of it. Most of this is Dust Bunny, I can tell. Some of it is giving maybe Nutmeg, but I think it's all Dust Bunny. Nutmeg, Dust Bunny, Vespertine. Ugh, I love those stores. And I think all of them are in this new loot event. Maybe not Vespertine. I saw Dust Bunny and Nutmeg as store creators there. I'll still go. I'll still see it. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I feel like I need to make a note card to send to them. I have no idea if the note card is going to get noticed. Like I said, they didn't tell me who to reach out to. They didn't tell me what way to reach out. They just said, "You're a vlogger. We like you. Come on." Contact us. But I'm like, who's us? Who's us? Who is us? Who is we? Who are us? Getting a little laggy. But hopefully you can still enjoy. This is still one sim. Oh my goodness. I've been in here for 2 hours. I've been in here for 2 hours and I still don't think I've seen everything. And to think, you know, my friend put all of this together. I can't imagine how long this took. How long did this take to put together, to source? Oh my goodness. That other word, forgot the name of it, like SL but not SL. VR chat? IMVU? What's like Second Life but not Second Life? I'm not sure. There's so many little games out there. Roblox, a lot of people are transitioning. A lot of SL creators are making themselves known in other platforms. Some people are designing for The Sims, some people are designing for Roblox, VR chat, and probably other platforms that we're not thinking of. And I wonder how successful they are in these other platforms. Another game? I have no clue. Maybe if you tell me a little bit more, I might know. Oh, stealing SL stuff. Oh. Is there anything here? Is this just... I'm scared. This might just be the end of the sim. What is this? Okay, I don't think we're supposed to be here. Still kind of cool, though, not gonna lie. Yeah, there's a lot of thievery in a lot of places. Avatar Life? I don't think I've heard of that. But I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. Yeah, there's a lot of shit. I don't want to talk too much about those, excuse me, those programs or those methods, because I don't want to like teach people inadvertently how to do stuff. But there's some things. I've seen people do some things, and again, you'd be surprised who's doing it or who has done it before. You would be surprised. Yeah, every spot of this sim is just gorgeous, man. But yeah, that is my spiel. I have no idea what to say to these people, if I should reach out. I heard back from one of my friends. They got the same message and they accepted it. They asked if I have. I said I didn't yet. I'm really liking the lineup. But yeah, I'm curious what they expect from us. But yeah, if it's anything like vlogging for equal 10, it's probably just going to be one video per round. Whether that's like a walkthrough, pre-edited, or live. I would do live. It's much easier. I love editing for other people. I don't really like editing for myself, which is frustrating because I enjoy teaching people how to do stuff, and really I would love a majority of my content on my channel to be tutorials on walking people through how to do things in Second Life. Not necessarily how to Second Life, but how to use things that I think are confusing and not intuitive within Second Life. So like using other people's programs or products and whatnot. For example, if you are a store creator, maybe you're making clothes or hair and you want a HUD. Where do you go? What are the systems? Maybe comparing the different HUD systems or texture changing scripts, or should you put a timed demo? Should you have timed demos or where people can permanently try them on, or where if they can try all the colors or just all the sizes, and how to do that? How to pack up your items, little tips and tricks for building, if you're a decorator, if you're a builder, if you're a landscaper, how to align things. Like some of these are videos that I already have, how to use Firestorm, or how to use Black Dragon, right? Or just the regular SL viewer. They're making changes, and they even have mobile now. When I checked it, it was not great. Hopefully they've made improvements and updated it and it's better. But I feel like it's pretty late on those advancements. But yeah, I like doing walkthroughs and stuff, and I keep thinking, I'm gonna be like Strawberry Sing or Boston Blaisdell or Vrutega with their editing style and how meticulous they are. But I realize I have a perfectionist gene, and if I don't like it, I'm going to delete it and trash it. And I have imposter syndrome, and I am my own worst enemy. So trying to do something as close to perfect as possible would just take too long and not be worth it for me. And so I end up doing like a live tutorial, and like that's it, because it's the only way that I'm comfortable with it not being perfect, is if I just did it while I was live. And not like having to look for the perfect fit or the perfect location so it looks so the video itself is visually pleasing or appealing. And like something like this, and perfectly edited with transitions and background music and perfect voiceover, where I sound, yeah, Strawberry Sing back in the days, and Boston Blaisdell, all of these people were doing their own thing, and then they started working with Second Life. Now they work with Linden Labs. Boston Blaisdell, if he makes videos, they're going on the Second Life official channel. Strawberry, she's doing a lot of like communications work, I guess, now. So when they have live like conferences and stuff or interviews, I think Strawberry is typically the one who's recording and hosting those live sessions. I could be wrong, don't quote me, but I think she is. Anyway, I feel like I've rambled in your ears long enough. It's been 2 hours. I do have to go get lunch ready for my grandmother and my mother and myself. And I have to, do household chores, bathe my grandmother. I'm her full-time caregiver. And so that is where a majority of my time goes, which is why I'm not sure that I can commit to SL-related events or sponsorships or partnerships or whatever you want to call it. We'll see. I'll look into it. I think I will contact them. I just want to see their communication style and what exactly it is that they're expecting of us, and if I think that's something that I can and want to do. Because like I said, for me, I'm not typically a huge shopper, so there really is no benefit for me. I don't make content to get free stuff. So, I mean, free stuff is nice and all, but I don't like to change often. I was really quick, I'll say, I was super happy when I learned about outfits, being able to save outfits in Second Life. Because holy cow, dressing yourself, getting different pieces to fit together like a Mr. Potato Head type. That's what dressing yourself up in SL is like, Mr. or Mrs. Potato Head. Except all the pieces don't come together at once. You're getting pieces from different places, different stores, and they don't all always fit. And my goodness, is it frustrating and time consuming. And if you don't save that outfit, man, you could waste hours of your time. Hours. Hi, Goldie. Thank you, thank you. Yes, wish me luck. Hopefully everything works out all right. No promises, but it is an interesting opportunity. So we'll see. And I will keep you all updated. I appreciate everyone who came in and contributed and chatted with me, and everyone who lurked. I appreciate you. Thank you for the follows and all of that. Hopefully I see you again soon. With that, my name is Mimi Pinkdot, or Mimi Mango, depending on where you know me. And this was my stream of consciousness. Hopefully I get to see you guys again soon. And who knows what we'll do next time. All right, have a good one, you guys. Mango.